Hey brother, notice anything different about me? I got a haircut. Thanks for noticing, Ben. When is art finished? Ben, some 7 years ago when I was just starting out my collegiate career, I woke up, showered, and walked into my first college class ever. Art appreciation. My first and last art class ever. So obviously I think you could say I'm something of an expert when it comes to art. But even experts like myself have questions, Ben, and so I've been wondering, how does an artist decide when something is done? Because when you're taking the time to actually create something, you're probably spending a lot of time on it. If it's just a functional item like a chair or a desk or something, I imagine there's a very clear stopping point. I mean, not that there aren't very artistically done chairs and desks, but you see what I mean. As soon as it becomes functional, it's essentially done. If it's something artistic though, like a painting or a sculpture or a song or a book or a movie or heck, a YouTube video. Art. It's a little trickier because they don't necessarily serve a purpose. Okay, well that's not true at all. I mean, art serves an enormous function in our world through whatever medium you choose to view it in terms of cognitive growth and how you perceive the world, and I think in a lot of ways just how you interpret everything in the world around you. But those things are often a lot less tangible, which I think makes them harder to grasp for a lot of people. So when is it done? When do you put the brush down, print the story, click upload? Like for a painting, is there always one more little detail you could have added? I was asking my intern about this today because she's a painter. She said that whenever she's painting something, at one point she'll just look at the canvas and bam, know it's done. Sign her name to the bottom and walk away. But then a week later when she looks at it, she'll think, I wish I'd changed this, I wish I'd changed that, but she doesn't make any of those changes because she knows that at that one moment she knew it was done, and so it's done. Then there's our friend John the architect, and I used to go visit him in studio at school, and I asked him and his friends once when they knew when one of their architectural projects was done, and all of them said when it's due. Essentially saying that it was never done, but at some point you had to stop drawing and just start building. Even with our videos, Ben, and I'm sure you've experienced this as well, that due to the nature of the project, we have to churn them out fairly quickly. This often leads to me making a lot of game time decisions on what content I think is good enough to make it into the final product. And I don't always know if I'm making the right choice, but I am on a deadline and I do have to upload the video. Sometimes I'll even have a joke in my head all day, and it'll be the only reason I want to make a video so I can say that one line, and then I won't even include it in the end because I didn't think it was good enough. That being said, whenever I upload, I'm generally pretty happy with the final product I have, although when I watch it back a week or a month later, I'll always see tiny little things that I wish I had changed. So as the creator, do you think you're ever done, or will you always think there's something you could have changed? Let's say you're 100% done, 100% satisfied with it. Is it done? Does the physical piece of art matter, or does the idea that it represents, or the way that it makes you think, the more important thing? Let's look at Harry Potter, Ben. You could genuinely make the argument that Harry Potter is nothing more than 7 books. It is nothing more than those words in that order on those pages, and in a way you would be right, but you would also just be so wrong. Because Harry Potter is so much more. People continue to contribute more ideas and thoughts and discussion to the culture every single day. And I don't mean the culture of the fandom, I mean the actual wizarding community of Harry Potter increases in culture every day because of the rest of the world. And I don't think J.K. Rowling has anything to do with it. The idea has a life of its own. So Ben, my question for you and everybody else is, if you're creating something, how do you personally know when it's done? Let me know down in the towel section below, and I will see you in another life, brother. It always seems to come back to Harry Potter, doesn't it, Ben? God, we should just do another week of that. Who's up for Harry Potter week 2?